Hi, how you doing? And welcome to my first video lesson. I'm going to start with something just because I've been playing about with it over the past week or so, and we're going to look at replicating Hammond organs with the guitar. I've been listening to a lot of stuff like Screaming Jack McDuff and Jimmy Smith, things like The Sermon. It's incredibly funky and inspiring, jazzy, funky organ music. And Hammond is one of these things that's just absolutely gets me every time I listen to it. And possibly time to pop it in the guitar. So I'll talk you through what I'm using first of all. I've got my usual main guitar, which is a custom shop Brian Moore C90P. Going to a Mesa Heartbreaker amp and rectifier 4x12 cab. We have various pedals at my feet. What I'm running through is an Electro Harmonix Micropog, a Tron filter and a rotary speaker simulator. So what I'm going to do is first of all let you hear what it sounds like absolutely dry. This is guitar and amp, neck pickup, or neck and bridge pickups into a straight kind of Fender, quite warm, clean sound. Pretty much Bob's standard. I've got a filter which is pretty subtle, but it happens just at the end of your note. And that's just to give us a little bit of shift on there. There's a rotary speaker simulator, giving that kind of classic psychedelic Beatles kind of tone. And first in the chain we have an Electro Harmonix Micropog, which is borrowed, and this has got octave up maybe about 1 o'clock, octave down about 1 o'clock, and the dry signal at full. And that sounds combined like this. One of the first things that you've got to think about when you're trying to replicate another instrument is what does that instrument do? And Hammond organs, or most piano players, would never play the kind of chord voicings that a guitar player will traditionally. For example, here's a straight G5 chord. Sounds okay, but not particularly convincing. So here I'm playing the key of D minor with shifts into D major, which we will discuss in a minute or two. And I'm playing a scale that almost everyone watching this should know, which is a D minor pentatonic. Almost every guitar player on the planet will know how to play a minor pentatonic. And within the minor pentatonic you get some really interesting intervals which help with this. So my first one is D and A will give me a fifth here. If I play the C here, this gives me the dominant seventh, and if I play the F here, this gives me the minor third. Everything round that is coming back to these is what would be called a target note, i.e. a note that you're targeting your line towards. Give an example of this. If I play this particular line, my target note is this G here at the 12th fret. So first of all, what we need to do is build up a little swing pattern. And again, I'm not wanting to play big full-size chords. Fourths, fifths is all absolutely fine for doing this because we've got the octaves happening here and it's probably going to sound thick and full enough. I can move the same idea playing in fourths to the 7th fret, which is, there's our D chord here, there's the 2 notes from a C chord, and here root and 5th. Then what we're doing is basically tarting it up, shifting it about and seeing what we can do with it. Now, one of the things that are very, very common for organ players to do is to target the top note of a chord or line with a bounce from the key beforehand. And the way to think about this, imagine on the keys you're playing a D with your thumb and then you've got an A with your pinky. Very easy to bounce off the G sharp onto the A, giving it that very, very distinctive Hammond kind of tone. Here I'm going to replicate this by moving on to the D here from the C sharp, where I fret this F here, i.e. if I play this without this grace note, it's okay but doesn't feel as convincing. Now when I add some slide and, sorry not slide, some swing to this, this becomes quite authentic. This can easily be moved to other positions in the scale. Very, very easy to pop this about and just get multiple licks that then generate other licks that generate other melodic ideas. Another thing that I'm using quite a lot is an idea called circling. And the idea behind circling is if you've got a target note, for example here, let's say in this case I'm going to make this G here at the 12th fret, you play it above it, below it and then the note, giving you a sound like this. If I play a very, very simple line, if I play this simple line, sounds okay, I'm going to target round this by circling to the next note and circling to the next note. So this line here becomes this. Sound very, very kind of jazzy, funky and not anywhere near as obvious as the first line was. So I'm going to pop some of this in with moving from a root here, bringing an A in, little double stop here is giving me an F and a C, and just going to pop this all together. Etc. Other things that are quite interesting to do in something like this is to move into the major for a little while. Huge amounts of players will do this, and everyone from Jimmy Page to John Coltrane are very, very aware of this because it gives you an almost spice to your minor and stops it becoming a bit too boring to listen to. So I'm going to move to an F sharp here and I'm going to put a D against this, giving us a 6th. Then this can be shifted down. And if I pop the fingers in the opposite direction here to this, I then get an octave. So I can have an octave on my D, which is my root, octave in my C, which is my flat 7th or dominant 7th, and an octave on my 9th or 2nd, which is E here. Very usefully, these can swap about, sounding pretty cool in the process. Etc. Now, another move that I made in there was to go to the 5 chord, and for anyone with harmonic knowledge you'll know that the 5 chord in this key is an A, and I'm going to go to an A major, giving us a bit of a kind of harmonic minor feel to this. All of this stuff I'll cover in a lesson at some point, so don't worry if you don't understand the theory behind this. So here's an A, which instead of playing my A down here, I'm going to play it up here because it's close and because it sounds good up here. Now if I play my little sequence that I've got here and combine that with the A, which I'm going to do in an offbeat, get a very, very cool sound. Now on my A I'm going to move to bring a D in here at the 15th fret on the B string, which is effectively going to make this an A sus4, but it's still going to tie in with the tonic of my original key here. Now if I take this off to go to my normal A, I get this line. If I move this down 2 frets, we're doing exactly the same thing, but in the 4 chord, which in this case is a G major. So, which sounds pretty cool. If I combine this with the lines that I've got bouncing and sliding about notes up here, I get this. If I start to put this together with the 6 that I've got here and octaves that I've got here, as long as I put the swing in it, and I find for anything that swings and I'm trying to get a very rhythmic feel to it, then for me fingers work the best. So if I combine all of this together, I should get something that sounds pretty convincing. Top it all off, hit some harmonics, and the Leslie simulator should tick nicely. All in all, thanks very much for watching. Any questions, feel free to contact me via YouTube or my website www.luminous.moonfruit.com, or my Facebook, or whatever method works for you, and I'll look forward to catching you soon.